Have you ever seen a Pokemon you want so bad that you'd do anything to get it? How far would you go to get it? Would you cross the line like I did? So, it was back when Black and White came out, and I was so excited for the new generation. I know some fans like to buy both versions of the game, but I usually just choose one based on the Pokemon on the cover. I picked White because I like the legendary. I've always liked black dragons. I only got to a point in the game where an NPC sent out a Gothorita. I loved this Pokemon straight away. I mean, just look at that gothic little Lolita standing in front of me. I wanted one so bad, but was so upset to find that I couldn't get it on White version. I considered going to the GTS to get one, but I like nicknaming and raising Pokemon myself. Plus, I didn't have all the gym badges yet, and I don't like using traded Pokemon before I get all the badges, and I wanted that Gothorita now. I decided to look online for a copy of Black version that I could buy. I surprisingly found a used copy for dirt cheap, so I ordered it. After a few days on wait, I got my game and started it up right away. I named my character Anna, as I always do, and just like on White, I picked Oshawott as my starter. For the first 3 gym battles, I was impatient, wondering when I could get my Gothorita. Then I finally ended up on Route 5, where I found the pre-evolution of Gothorita, Gothita. I caught a female one, naughty nature with a quick-tempered characteristic and the ability competitive. I named her Bellatrix after my favourite villain from Harry Potter, because I found it fitting. I trained her like mad until she evolved into Gothorita. She quickly became the main Pokemon on my team, joining Flipper my Samurott, Leopold my Leopard, Flamien my Simisear, Katoni my Whimsicott, and Peace my Tranquil. I liked my team, but Bellatrix was the queen. I had fun with her fake tears move in battle. I entered her in musicals and just enjoyed looking at her cute sprite and hearing that cheerful little noise she made. But then after one battle, she started to evolve. While I'm usually happy about my Pokemon evolving, I wasn't prepared to let my Bellatrix evolve. She was my favourite Pokemon, and I didn't know what she was going to evolve into, so I pressed B and cancelled her evolution. Bellatrix didn't evolve. She tried to evolve a few times on the way to the next town, as I didn't really switch her out much in battle and kept her at the front of my party, so she leveled up a lot. I pressed B every time. But I started to notice something strange happening every time I cancelled her evolution. The next time I cancelled her evolution, I got this message. Bellatrix didn't evolve. Bellatrix wants to evolve. And the next time I cancelled her evolution, Bellatrix didn't evolve. Why won't you let her evolve? It continued in this fashion until Bellatrix's sprite started to look sad somehow, and this text came up. I want to evolve. Please let me evolve. Why won't you let me? Please! I freaked out and shivered. This was really weird. I made it to the next city and saved and turned off my game. This was freaking me out. I'll play more tomorrow. The next day, I turned my game on and the first thing I did was take the Everstone I got from Roggenrola and gave it to Bellatrix. As the message Bellatrix was given the Everstone to hold came up, I thought I could hear a faint cry of a Gothorita. It sounded irritated, but it was so quiet that I dismissed it as my imagination. After that, everything seemed fine and no weird messages came up this time. The only problems I had with Bellatrix holding the Everstone was her EVs being frozen and her not being able to hold a useful item in battle. But these were only minor problems. Everything was fine until I got to the Elite Four and challenged Caitlyn. She sent out a Gothitelle, the evolved form of Gothorita. At this point, something really unusual happened, and Bellatrix let out a Gothorita cry so loud that it hurt my ears. The text box underneath the screen said this. "This is what I could have been. This is what I was supposed to become. Why do you refuse to let me complete my evolution?" I stared in disbelief. This was insane. I couldn't help myself from saying out loud, but I just wanted a Gothorita. I just wanted to use my favourite Pokemon. To my surprise, I got a response in the text box. "Well, I just want to evolve, and you won't let me. So I won't let you get what you want." What will Bellatrix do? Shaking, I pressed fight on the touchscreen. Bellatrix doesn't want to fight. I selected Pokemon. Bellatrix refuses to be switched out. I tried this a few times before getting annoyed and shouted, "Well, what the hell am I supposed to do?" After what felt like hours, this message popped up. Bellatrix wants to learn Fling. Should a move be forgotten? I clicked on Keep Old Moves, but was greeted with, "Bellatrix wants to learn Fling. Should a move be forgotten?" I realised that to move on, I'll have to teach her this move. As it was a dark attack move, I replaced Pursuit. I wasn't prepared to replace Fake Tears, Psychic or Future Sight. Bellatrix forgot Pursuit, and Bellatrix learned Fling. Bellatrix used Fling. Bellatrix flung a Everstone at Gothitelle. After the battle, Bellatrix started evolving again. That was strange. I thought you'd get back the items you lose in battle besides the one-use items. I cancelled the evolution again. I knew I should have let her evolve, but after seeing Gothitelle, I decided it didn't have the same charm as Gothorita, and I wanted to keep Bellatrix as my favourite Pokemon. I pressed B. Bellatrix's sprite appeared on screen. She looked angry. I mean really angry. This was an if looks could kill face. "You still won't let me evolve?" A pause. Then, "Fine. Have it your way. Sooner or later, you will let me evolve." I sighed and turned off the power. I'll have to do the Elite Four again, but this time I'll use Leopold against Caitlyn instead. But when I turned the power back on, while I was on Victory Road where I'd last saved, Bellatrix's sprite still had that if looks could kill expression on her face, and her cry sounded somewhat annoyed. She wasn't holding an Everstone, and her moves were Future Sight, Fake Tears, Psychic, and Fling. I got a horrible feeling in my stomach, but I carried on anyway. After leveling up again, Bellatrix still tried to evolve, and I cancelled again. But this time no weird messages came up. I found more Everstones, but every time I tried to give her one, she would automatically use Fling in the next battle and that Everstone would disappear. I tried switching her out in battle, but I just got, "Bellatrix doesn't want to switch out." I tried to put her in the PC box. "Bellatrix wants to stay by your side." I even reluctantly tried to release her or offer her a trade in the GTS for a Patrat, but Bellatrix won't leave you. So I decided that my only option was to put another Pokemon in front. So I moved Bellatrix to the back and brought Flipper to the front. But when I got into battle, it wasn't Flip who was sent out, but Leopold, who was the second Pokemon in my party. I clicked switch out and Flipper's sprite was still in front, but the slot was red. The sprite was grey with red splotches on it, and where its health bar should have been, it just said dead. Flipper was dead. The Pokemon can't die. This really freaked me out. In the next battle, I expected Leopold to be sent out, but instead I got Flameon. Leopold was now also dead, and this carried on with all of my party. And each time a Pokemon died, Bellatrix's face got more and more psycho, and her hands were turning red. It ended up with just her left. I turned off the power and started the game again. But all my Pokemon were still dead, and Bellatrix still had that psycho look on her face. Then my character started moving on her own, and the music changed. What should have been the Victory Road theme was instead the Lavender Town music. A wild battle started, but instead of a wild Pokemon, it was my trainer Anna facing Bellatrix on the battle screen. Text box appeared. "I have done everything I can to make you let me evolve. I forced you to use me in battle. I even killed your other Pokemon, and you still refuse to let me evolve. Do you have any idea how it feels to be forced to stop growing? It's like being frozen in a point in time that I have to constantly live. Have you any idea how painful that is?" "I didn't know," I whispered. "I didn't know." "But I can make you know what it feels like," Bellatrix continued. "I'm sorry," I whispered. "I didn't know." I was crying at this point. "It's too late for apologies," Bellatrix said with a psycho look on her face. Bellatrix used Fling. Bellatrix threw her Everstone at Anna. Anna is now holding an Everstone. It returned to the overworld. I couldn't move my character forward, I couldn't do anything. I turned the power off and inserted white version into my DSi, the game I was playing before this madness started. But to my dismay, when I turned on the game, I was met with the same screen that I had in black, and I couldn't do anything. And this happened to every game I tried to play, even the ones that weren't Pokemon. I thought I heard a Gothorita cry, and a whispered voice saying, "Now you know how it feels."